Good evening, everybody, and happy Monday. I am excited to be back here with you. I missed being with you on Thursday. I had a procedure done and just wasn't quite up to doing the live, but I'm excited to be here with you, and I want to show you how to make an interactive birthday card. We're going to use Hooray for Surprises bundle. It's in the new January to April mini catalog. It's one that it's up front, but I somehow just kind of passed it by until I saw someone use it. And then I was kind of caught my attention. So I'm going to show you that this is a bundle that you can use within itself, but also one that you can use with your other stamp sets that you already have. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy you found me, and I hope you'll like what you'll see and hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching the live or catching me on the replay, thank you so much for your support and being here with me. So I am going to flip this camera down and we're going to get started. Okay, I want to show you quickly in the mini catalog the stamp set that we're using. Hi, Shirley. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Hooray for Surprises bundle, and it's on page 13. It's a really cute stamp set. I'm going to show you how to use the dies, and stick with me because in the end, I'm going to show you a second card where I only used the dies, but I used a whole nother stamp set. So let me bring those in for you to see. It is a photopolymer stamp set. Lots of greetings about birthdays, make a wish, you're the best. And then some detailed or image dies, and lots you can do with them. Now, here are the dies. And you have two, a large circle and a small circle, and these are going to pop out. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. You also have a heart that does that. But then you have a regular heart and you have a detailed where this just makes some holes in the heart. And I could have used that for Valentine's Day, but I didn't. And then you have a cake and a flower and a detailed flower die cut and some detailed leaves. And then this is another one that is a strip that the recipient can pull open, and there'll be a greeting revealed under there. So lots of fun. So I'm going to move these off to the side, and we are going to be using this die. And I'm also using the Softly Sophisticated 3D embossing folder. Some of you have seen me use it before. I love this one, and it's one of the freebies in the celebration. So I did use this too. So let's get started. Now I'm going to start off with a piece of Flirty Flamingo. And again, don't worry about measurements because I am going to have the link in the video description on YouTube right down below by 10 o'clock tonight. And you'll be able to go there and download the PDF with measurements, instructions, and supplies. So this is a 4¼ by 11 scored at 5½. Hi, Mary. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it, little scrap there, in half. And this is going to be our card base. Now, next, I'm going to take my piece. I have a 4⅛ by 5�3" piece of basic white that is embossed with that Softly Sophisticated embossing folder. I am just in love with that folder. I'm going to hate that it goes away with celebration, but it won't be leaving my stash. I'm going to keep using it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on the front, and we're just going to have like 1/8 inch all the way around. And let's slide that up a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty good. And slide that bottom over. Now this interactive card, I'm going to show you the way, and I've been playing with it a lot, that I found it easiest to use. You may find another way. We're going to set this off to the side. To do the interactive portion of the card, I'm using 2 pieces of 3x3 basic white. One is going to, these are going to make up your interactive. Hi, Susan. This is going to make up your interactive focal point to the card. I cut a third piece out of just copy paper. Now, if you want to use cardstock, you can. I chose to just use the copy paper. And I'm going to show you what we do. This die does not cut all the way through, and that's important to remember. It's going to cut deep enough, but you're going to have like just little threads of the paper still attached until that person is able to pull that tab and take that die cut piece off. So I'm going to take my copy paper because I want to make a template. I want to be able to use that template to stamp either an image or a greeting on that second basic white that's 3x3. So let's take the copy paper and one of those basic white and lay it down, and I am going to adhere this with a piece of tape because I want it to stay together. And then we're going to run it through our mini cut and emboss machine. So I'm just going to adhere that there and pick them up together. Now I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss. I don't know that you're going to be able to see it too well, but I am using plate number 1, and these are well worn, and 2 of plate number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down, keeping them together, and we are going to run this through, and I'll show you what it looks like. So let's do that. Okay, let's take these off. Now, let's get rid of this, and we're going to take off our tape, and you're going to see what we have here. Now, you're probably thinking, was she able to do that through both pieces of paper? Actually, I am. So I'm going to remove my die, and this is my template. This is the copy paper. You can see the little pieces of paper that kind of hold it together. I'm going to remove the center of that because I'm going to need to use this. Now here's the front of our focal point, and we're going to leave that die cut intact. You don't want to remove that. Hi, Renee. Thank you for joining me. This now I can use on my second piece of 3x3 basic white to stamp an image, stamp a greeting, whatever I want. So I'm going to lay it over top, and I'm going to take a piece of, you can use washi tape, I'm using the 3M, and just hold it in place so I can stamp. So I want to stamp the birthday cake because we're making a birthday card. So we're going to stamp a birthday cake with a candle, and we're going to use that as our surprise. And I'm going to actually pick this up because I need my mat. With working with these stamps, and especially the greetings, and I have been working with them all weekend, I have found that you really need to use your piercing mat or something underneath. So I'm going to bring in my piercing mat, and you can see I've kind of taped this to the back. And I'm going to stamp my birthday cake. Okay, now I want to stamp the candle. So the candle is is going to be Lost Lagoon. You can hear the noise in the background. Someone rang the doorbell and the dogs were supposed to be put away and they aren't. So we're going to stamp this with Lost Lagoon, and I'm just going to line it up because it's our photopolymer. And then we're going to take our Daffodil Delight and we're going to stamp the little flame. I am so sorry. So here is our little hidden piece. Now we're going to take this front piece, and this is going to adhere right over top. Now, one thing you want to be careful is when doing your adhesive, and I am going to use glue, you want to be able to go right around the edges and stay away from that die cut piece. And then we're just going to lay that right on top, and that's going to be a combined panel of the two basic white 3x3 pieces. So let's go ahead and we're going to do that. Now, I'm not going to remove that panel, but when we're all done, I have a second card here, the exact same card we're making, that I will show you what it looks like inside. So next, because I have Flirty Flamingo and Basic White, I thought Basic Black, just matting it, would really look sharp and kind of bring it to the forefront. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my glue and just adhere this. Now, in the end, I am going to glue this whole, all three pieces down. You could pop them up, but I wanted it, if it went through the mail, to not be quite so bulky with the pop-ups. So here's our focal point, or the piece that we're going to decorate for that. So now I'm going to bring in some die cuts. First, we're going to stamp a flower. I want to stamp that great big flower in there, and we are going to use Flirty Flamingo for that. So let me grab that, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our piercing mat again and stamp that. I hope you all had a good weekend, and again, I apologize for the noise. They are Goldens, and they are noisy boys when someone comes to the door. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this and just give it a good press. And I did go ahead and stamp and die cut one so that we'd have it ahead of time. Now I used some of the detailed dies. I'm going to bring those in just to show you. I cut 2 leaves of each. This one I cut from Pretty Peacock, and these smaller ones I cut from Lost Lagoon. And we're going to use those to build our focal point on our interactive piece. So with these, I'm just going to go ahead and lay them down. Now, important to remember, as you glue these down, you do not want to get any beyond of this piece that you're going to pull off. So you want to be careful of that. And I actually, the first time made it, wasn't quite careful enough. Before we even do that, there's a wee tiny stamp in this stamp set that says the word pull. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stamp it right on that little tab so that whoever gets the card knows what they should do to see that interactive card. So let's go ahead, and now we're ready to arrange. So I am going to pull in a little glue gun that has a real fine tip to it, and I am going to use this to put these on. So going to add glue right up to about the third point or the third leaf because I just don't want to get that all over. And I'm going to add that to the center of my card. Now I'm going to add the next one for that also. I want to use both colors. When I was picking out the colors, I thought the Lost Lagoon, I pulled all kinds of greens, and the pretty peacock just looked so nice with the flirty flamingo. Now this is going to come in, and this we are going to pop up with dimensionals, and I'm going to put this right in here. So let's maybe add a leaf there, one of the single leaves. And again, I love this glue gun. It just gives you a little dab here and there, and you don't get it all over. And it works well. Okay. And now let's add one on the opposite side. So I think I was saying I hope you had a good weekend. It's cold back here in Ohio again. So now we're going to pop this one up. So I'm going to grab a dimensional here, and we're going to put this on. I'm excited for you to see how this actually looks when we're all done. No, Shirley, the glue gun is not. I actually got it off of Amazon. It's or not off of Amazon. It's from My Sweet Petunia. It is. I'll bring it in and show it to you a little closer here. I just got it, and it really does work well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up right in the center. Now we're ready to put on our focal piece. So I'm going to add my glue. Whoops. And we're going to put that up on the top, a little bit more towards the top. So let's add that right about here. That looks good. Now I already stamped a greeting, and this is Make a Wish, and this is from the stamp set. And we're going to pop this one up with dimensionals also, since we already popped the flower up. If I would have popped this whole piece up, you can see how much bulk or how high it would have been when then popping up the flower and that. So I decided to just glue that down. And we're going to add this right here. Now for our inside, and we'll come back and embellish this, I have a piece of basic black, 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have a piece of white that's 3 3/4 by 5. And I want to stamp a greeting here and a flower. So for my greeting, it's Hope Your Birthday is Wonderful. Again, this is from Hooray Surprises stamp set. And we're just going to give this a good inking. Okay, and I am going to bring my piercing mat back in here. And then I have a second card to show you. And we're going to re-ink our flower, and we're going to stamp off with that. We're going to stamp off in the corner. And I actually have a piece of scrap paper I want to put in here. Let's ink this up really good. So just going to stamp off a little bit for a partial image. And now we're ready to adhere this to our basic black and put it to the inside of our card. Let's see here. There we are. I just think the black with the flirty flamingo and the white is so pretty. All right, let's pop this inside here. And this opens up to the top. And then I'm going to bring the card in I made that's exactly like this. And we're going to remove that piece, so that centerpiece, so you can see what it actually looks like. And then I'll show you, whoops, upside down. I'll show you the second card. Okay, so here's our card all done. So here's the same card, and you can see there's the pull tab, which I had taken off to show you. And here's our little birthday cake and our candle. So the little surprise, you could put a greeting in there, just about anything. And then on the inside, you have your flower. So let me grab the second card and show you. I use the Be My Valentine bundle for that. Now this card's a little different. It's a different shape. I wanted to use some scraps. I'm actually have a meeting after this where we challenged one another to use scraps to make a card. And I used mine. So Susan, if you're still with me, you can't tell anybody. So with this, I used the Be My Valentine. So look how cute that came out with the little bee, and it says Happy Valentine's on the front. If you pull the tab, it says You Make My Heart Buzz. And then if you flip it open, you'll always be the one for me. So really a very versatile stamp set that you can use with so many of the stamps sets you already have. So let me bring you back to me. Did you like that? I hope you did. It's a really fun bundle, and I'm always looking to see how I can use something with what I already have. And this is one you can really use with a lot of the things you already have. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the color combination, Renee. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I will be back with you Thursday this week at 7 o'clock. I hope you have a great week. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you soon.